What's going on, Wacky Cat? Another video. And as the year comes to an end, November, December, it's over. We're going to have WWE 2K26 coming out in 2026. So, you know, as the time approaches, I have to say that from the beginning of 2K22, 2K23, 2K24, 2K25, these games have been rejuvenating for the 2K franchise. With 2K25, they have really captured the essence of wrestling. They have given us a lot of matches, match types, a lot of superstars. You know, you can never get all the superstars you ever want because contracts and stuff. But for the most part, they have kept us engaged with this video game that comes out every year. They have given us great DLC, even DLC we didn't even know with 2K25. But when it comes to 2K26, there's still some changes that has to happen. See, when you come out with a yearly game, that's the problem. Now, it's pros and cons to coming out with a yearly game. The pros is you keep bringing the money in. The cons is, well, you can't give us the exact same game you gave us last year. You have to up the ante. And I could say, and this is just my opinion, some years the game is extremely copied and pasted from the previous year. And this is just my opinion. 2K24 and 2K25 was so similar. I can't even think on the top of my head what they changed. They did change some things, but as far as the gameplay mechanics and the sliders, it was so similar that I didn't really see too much. But I'm hoping 2K26 is a leap. And the first major thing that I think that needs to happen, that if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be absolutely shocked, and I'm going to be scratching my head, because we have got to get on. We have got to get this moving. Because I thought in 2K24 and 2K25 they was going to do this. And what I'm talking about is making a WWE 2K game dedicated to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, a exclusive next gen game. Put all your resources into that. The PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 4, it's over. It's over. We had the PlayStation 5 for literally 5 years. 2K26. It's no more cross-gen. We cannot continue. I know the cross-gen, you get more money, you can share. But when you do cross-gen, I believe that you're taking away with the possibilities of the enhancements you can make with the brand new console. You're kind of trying to make both of the consoles do the same thing. There's limitations with the PlayStation 4. So if you make a game for both, the 5 and the 4, you're kind of limiting what the 5 can do to 2K26. So that's the biggest thing I'm looking for. That's the hugest thing out of all the other things we can talk about, the creative suite, the universe mode. That's the most simplest, well, not easy for me to say, but the most logical thing. 2K26 on the PlayStation 5 exclusive. I mean, not exclusive, but next gen strictly. Now Now here's the thing. Well, you know what? We're kind of lenient. As far as I'm concerned, I do be looking at the graphics, but you would think logically, okay, if it's on the PlayStation 5 and it's exclusively made for that console, then the graphics should be way better. We should see it. But the graphics are already awesome. So even if the graphics are not that noticeably different, we're not going to complain too much. So that's for that part. Another thing that should change, and I actually asked Gemini AI, I asked the AI on my phone here, uh, what are good ideas for 2K to change with 2K26, and they actually came up with a good idea. It said that with the rivalry system in universe mode, they should get rid of the slots, and that's a good idea. Get rid of the slots and make it so you're able to feud with not only one person, you can feud with multiple people. Factions can feud with different factions. Teams can feud with different teams, but not just one person one on one. That's a great concept they made that has been going on for, I think, 2K23 had it. If I'm not mistaken, 2K24, 2K25. So now it's time to expand. See, this is the thing. You come and people say, "Oh, don't." See, some people will say, "You can't." How you expect them to do all this? This is unrealistic. Well, if you come out with a game every year, this is what happens. I'm just gonna say what I'm. When you come up with a game every single year, which I love it, which has been great, which has been awesome, and hey, I'm a big fan of it. But what I'm saying, that's what you get. You're gonna get comparison. Oh, you're gonna get a bunch of people, including myself, on a wish list. This, that, and we know you can't realistically do a lot of these things. But that's one thing I think they can do if they able, is to make a multi rivalry system, because 3 slots, and now it has, 3 slots per show is big, but it's not enough, because now I want other people to feud. Is there a way to either expand the slots to almost an unlimited number, or to make it a way to where we don't, because I believe you have a show on Raw, SmackDown on your universe mode, and then you got certain wrestlers just wrestling because the heck of it, and I guess because they're rating and their ranking for titles. But then you got only 3 people feuding. No, we need more feuds, so they might expand that. I'm hoping that's one thing they should do on universe mode. Speaking of universe mode, everyone keeps saying they need to, every year they need to reinvent universe mode, build it from the ground up. And we've heard from the developers from 2K, they do it every year. They talk to the fans, they ask questions, and they give us answers, and the answers are pretty understandable, pretty realistic. Is that universe mode? It's just the complicated thing of the whole universe mode. The whole 2K is that it seems like the game, that mode is so delicate, they don't want to mess anything up, but they're going to need to expand it after a while. I mean, they have expanded it, giving us rivalries, giving us cut scenes, but how long can that last? How many more? I mean, maybe you should add a story mode. You should bring the draft back. I don't understand why the draft is not in the game, and why hasn't it been in the game. But we do have to understand that sometimes there's limitations to these video games where they can't put every single thing in the game. They have to take some things out, then put another thing in. But they need to at least bring back the draft. Maybe make an innovative story mode. But I'm predicting universe mode is going to be back in this game. But it's something other than just the rivalry is going to have to. I mean, something else. I don't know what it is, and that's the crazy part. A lot of us really don't know exactly what that thing is for them to put in the game to make it greater as far as the universe mode. But we know there should be something. They get paid the big bucks to think tank, because we seeing the same mode year after year after year. Yes, but they have made it fresh enough for us not to go completely nuts like I said, with the rivalry system for the last few years. But at the same time, something big has to happen. Now, I think it was complicated for them You know, people say make a story mode. That may be way too complicated. I'm not a tech guy. I mean, I know a little tech, but not like that, like a game developer. But to take story mode and to put it into universe mode, it might just crash the whole game. So if they're going to make a story mode, they might have to make a story mode separately. In fact, and this is just my opinion, I'm gonna call it like it is. Maybe they just need to get rid of a mode to put story mode in there. And what mode could that be? I'm gonna think my faction. Yeah, I think you should get rid of my faction and dedicate it to a better mode, a story mode, some type of, because my faction, I understand some people like my faction. Very few people, in my opinion, like my faction. And now they got some superstars hidden behind my faction. So they're forcing, you kind of forced if you want to unlock all the characters. I think they're trying to make it a thing, trying to make it trendy, try to make it, okay, they don't know they like it, but they're going to eventually like it. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's not my thing. Digital, I mean, but that's their baby. You know, to me, my faction is one of the things that they want to do with the game. So they are the one that's making the game. So you kind of got to let them, okay, yeah, you want to go ahead and do your little thing. I know we know you like to be doing them things, and you know, but I just, in my opinion, I think the resources and the manpower and the brain power needs to be shifted into another mode or another thing to save space, because my faction, man, is just I can't, I don't know, I mean, I understand it, I kind of can't, I just can't get, I mean, to me it's kind of like, okay, you got this video game, the main game, 3D animation video game, and then you want me to take, you got another game inside that game where I'm just looking at cards. Like, what, logically in my mind, this is all my opinion, why would I want to look at a card? I mean, it's cool, nostalgia, old school Triple H, what a picture of pictures of, oh, this guy, this picture and that picture, you gotta, like, I'm like, yo, we already got a video game. The main game is the main course. But, you know, it's probably, my faction probably going to be in 2K26. I mean, I'm just saying, I really don't have an issue with it. I'm just saying, if they could just, I don't know, like, we need to, something else needs to be attended to other than my faction, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's another thing, a lot of people are discussing the created wrestlers, the crawls. They want 100 plus created wrestlers. Now, in my opinion, I'm gonna side with 2K with this one, man. Like, come on, 100 wrestlers, man. Guys, come on, man. 100 slots. No, we can't. Listen, man. I'm fine with the number. Maybe they can expand the number. I'm not exactly sure the current number, but maybe they can expand it by a few more slots. But 100 slots? No, man. We got bigger fish to fry. We 2K and 2K26. We got bigger fish to fry. We can't worry about 100 plus slots. I know a lot of you guys make. I mean, I know y'all guys make a lot of wrestlers, creative wrestlers, and all this other stuff. But like, I'm not trying to raid on anybody's parade. But that's like, to me, they seem like it's just too much for them to do. So, because if they would have, they would have been did it. It seemed like, see, this is one of those things. While I have to agree with people that it seems technologically that, you know, all of us are not game developers. Mostly all of us. It seems like it's a simple thing to do. Just add 100. But apparently it's a complicated thing to do because they would have added it. I think I seen it last year or the year before. They was asking them about more crawl slots, more creative wrestler slots. And I forgot I forgot the gist of what they were saying was basically it's too much. It's going to take too much. You might crash the game. So I'd rather have a smooth game than having a game crashing or bugging out because we want 100 slots. We gotta just We just gotta keep it simple. Maybe add a few slots, and I know I'm rubbing people the wrong way when I'm saying this, because there are a big community of guys that make creative wrestlers, and that's a very unique art to do. And so maybe I'm a little disconnected from that understanding. I think it may be an underrated reality that, because I remember when I was playing Nintendo 64 and WWF No Mercy, I used to just spend hours building a wrestler, making them costumes. And now that I'm playing the game, I really don't make too many wrestlers. I make a few creative wrestlers, like 3, 4, and that's it. But you gotta keep in mind, including myself, I have to keep in mind there are some people that love to do this thing. That one thing in the game is their enjoyment. So 100 may be a little bit overkill to me, but for some people that actually dedicate themselves in making different wrestlers, it's not. So, but I'm just saying, I feel that we do have bigger issues to attend to than that. But hey, that's an argument for everybody. This is another thing that I doubt will ever come back, but it needs to come back, because some of the stuff that disappears from the old school games, that in the new school, we're supposed to be technological. It's 2025, and you mean to tell me we have limitations with this? I don't. And the reason they probably won't do this because copyright, man. Everybody want a copyright. So look, I miss the days where you can take a song. They should make a thing where you can make your wrestler, right, and you make an entrance, and you could put any song you want. You can hook up to Spotify, hook up to Amazon Music or whatever, and find the music and put them into your wrestler's entrance music, and walk out with the entrance music of whatever song, rap song, rock song, R&B song, any song you want to play, and have the wrestler come out. That will be so freaking cool, man. Like, and the old school games, I forgot which one. One of those games back in the day on the PlayStation, the first PlayStation, you could do that. You can come out there with the song you want, and it'd be so cool if, like, yo, it immerses you more. You feel like the wrestler is your own. The creative wrestler is your own. You feel, because I think people are getting kind of bored with the same old mechanics. You walking out, you got to pick these songs, generic music that they keep recycling every year coming out. That's getting redundant, man. That's getting kind of boring. Okay, I got to pick the same whack theme song, or I got to use another wrestler. So that would be an awesome thing if they did. But I don't know, because some copyright, somebody will find a loophole, or not fair use or whatever. But to have a created wrestler, since we on the talk of created wrestler, come out with your own music that you want them to come out to, man, that will be chef's kiss. That will be one of the highlights of the game, if you ask me. Now, as far as the AI is concerned, the artificial intelligence of the wrestler, there are a few things that I think they should implement that they have implemented in the past. They should bring it back. The realism. If we're going for realism, we have to understand what that means. Realism means everything matters. So, for instance, if I'm Roman Reigns, right, and I'm a big opponent of this, and some of you may have seen me make videos about this. If I'm playing as Roman Reigns, and you pick some wrestler that's rated 70, like a lame jobber, I'm not gonna name any names, like a jobber weakling that in the real life, a million years, they will never be able to beat Roman Reigns. If I put them in the game against each other, Roman Reigns should absolutely destroy him. Why is there not some type of option but they used to have called squash match sliders in 2K19? Look it up, go back, I made a video about this. Why is that logic not in the game? Why is these little weak crappy wrestlers rated 70 going toe to toe with rated 90 wrestlers? Like, they're going back and forth. How is that even happening? Now, I want it to visually be displayed on the screen as on a video game. Now, here's the kicker. Now, obviously, if these two wrestlers are going to fight in 2K25, of course, Roman Reigns is going to win. Even though the weak wrestler is giving Roman Reigns a run from his money, reversing moves, when it comes to the end game, Roman Reigns 9 times out of 10 is still going to win the match, and you're still going to have a dominance over him. But I need to see it visually displayed on the screen of the guy of Roman Reigns reversing all the dude's moves, all the weaklings moves. Roman Reigns slamming the dude, like tossing him around like a rag doll, like throwing him around. The dude do everything. Like if you're playing Roman Reigns, like, okay, if the CPU is Roman Reigns and you're this random weak jobber wrestler, you're going to have to try as hard as you can, because he's going to reverse everything. But that's a slim chance, like a very slim chance, you can still beat Roman Reigns. But the amount of reversals and dodges and all that and button mashing you're going to have to do is absolutely ridiculous. But in 2K25, 2K24, it don't realistic, because okay, 2K19, some of you remember this. If the scenario I just said, Roman Reigns, and you took a rated 70 wrestler against him in 2K19, and you put the squash match sliders all the way to 100, Roman Reigns will reverse all the dude's moves, and Roman Reigns will beat him literally in 3 seconds. So this scenario that I'm talking about is a realistic scenario that they did have in 2K, and it was most present in 2K19. Now, you may have not seen that in 2K19, if you can remember, because maybe you had the squash match sliders at 50, but I turned that thing up to 100 in the 2K19 days. And every time a little weak wrestler went up against a higher rated wrestler, they'll destroy him. Not every single time. Now, sometimes he might miss, like the wrestler might give him a little run for his money, but every time the dominant wrestler wins. We need that. We have to have that in 2K26, man. I'm begging. Please, AI logic. We need visually demonstrations of dominance. Brock Lesnar put the weakling in suplex city, suplex after suplex. The dude never had a chance. Squash match after squash match after squash match. Now, I'm not saying that Brock Lesnar should go out against another heavyweight wrestler like okay, if a wrestler is 80, rated 80, and another wrestler is 90, I'm not saying he should squash him. No, of course they're going to still go back and forth. Anybody can win. I'm saying a weak wrestler, like a little dude nobody knows about, be giving a run for his money towards a big wrestler. That's when you need to see the squash match effect happen. The Royal Rumble. Now here's the thing too. Royal Rumble in 2K26 should have an unlimited amount of entrant. You have all 2K25 had so many wrestlers, it didn't make sense. It had, I mean, I loved it. This game had so many people in this video game. It was absolutely insane. It was excellent. 2K. Now, what I'm saying, what has to make sense now is that the Royal Rumble, you can put an unlimited number. I know I just said, we don't care about a limited amount of crawls, but hey, I'm just talking. But we should have an unlimited, almost a 50, 60 Royal Rumble match where you can put 60 wrestlers inside the Royal Rumble. It's 2025, almost 2026. Why can't we do that? We should be able to do that. It will be now that should be an easy thing to do. 60 wrestlers. We're not living in this is a video game. We ain't got to do exactly what the real wrestling promotion is doing. We can do a little fantasy stuff, okay? In the fantasy world and the video game of 2K26 that I want a 60-man Royal Rumble, 60-man women Royal Rumble, man and woman Royal Rumble, anything goes. That's all I'm asking. You got the video game advantage. It don't have to be realistic. We can do some wacky, crazy stuff that don't even happen in real life. Let's bring that in 2K. I know we want realistic, but as far as the physics we want realistic. But as far as what happens, as far as the match types, we can make different match types, like crazy match types that never happened before in real life. We can do that. That'd be cool. No one's is it against the law to do that? 2K26 to do. I mean, and now some of that stuff may not happen. Some of the stuff I haven't talked about may happen, but what 2K25 did is giving us every 2K25. I have to say, gave us every. I mean, so many match types. So 2K25, I give it a 9 out of 10. Far as greatness, it's a great game. Make no mistake about it. But now that you're coming out with another game in 2026, now I want that great game that I played all last year. I want it to be better now, and those are what I want. The stuff I ask is just what I want. And the people asking for stuff, they want this. They want 100 crawl wrestlers. Can you try to make that happen? People want the Inferno match. Can you make that happen? People. And it's fun. It's a real fun thing to do. You know, to see like, oh, maybe they might add this. Maybe they might add that. Maybe we might finally get this in the game. And it's a real exciting time when March comes around. Well, actually, before March, February, January, we start seeing the trailers. I'm not exactly sure when 2K26 come out, but most likely probably come out the same time the other games came out in March. So this whole thing is a great thing for wrestling gaming. Even the complaining, that's great. I mean, you know, maybe they're listening to us. To see have they fixed that, have they done this. So the camera angles of the 2K25 has been great. So make no mistake about it, this is me not complaining about 2K, because 2K has been doing great. I have been buying 2K WWE 2K game every year, non-stop. 2K22, 2K23, 2K24, 2K25. All the games have been, so not all the games. I can say all. I will say all the games have been decent, but 2K24 and 5, mostly 2K25, because to me 2K25 and 4, like I said, kind of similar, but they did add a lot of elements that I wanted in 2K25. 2K25 has been great. 2K25 has been one of the best wrestling games I got. Far as the AI versus AI matches that I like to do, far as the real physics, far as all the back rooms. And that's the thing. It's like they probably in the think tank in the war room thinking right now, 2K games thinking like, yo, how are we gonna outdo this? How are we gonna outdo 2K25? You know, and maybe next gen that'll be that. Now that will be the hype factor. If people realize it was next gen only, and you know, I mean, it makes no sense if this wouldn't be next gen only, because we in 5 years, going on 6 years of the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. That's a long time now. Like, well, what we doing here? Well, you know, I mean, if you still got a PlayStation 4, I mean, you kind of gotta have to go ahead and get the 5, man. I know the prices are going up, but I think it's time for you to make that that leap, because you know you're gonna miss the train. So, but I'm really predicting that 2K26 is on next gen only, man. I really think it's gonna be, hopefully, because at this point I know they want to make the most money by having it on both platforms, but I think enough people have bought the PlayStation 5 by now. You know, I don't know. We have to do some. You know, we have to get the graphics a little sharper, but they're fine like they are. But you know, we just want to make it official with that label of next gen only, in my opinion. Well, anyway, that's it for this video. I'm Wacky Cat. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.